This is a Yugoslavian M48C. It's a Mauser clone, as you can tell, chambered in 8mm Mauser. It has an internal 5-round magazine, and it is quite possibly the worst first gun you could ever buy for yourself. Here's why. So, yes, the Mauser rifles are renowned for their durability, renowned for their precision, and everything else. I mean, they've become the world standard. There's not nearly as many Enfield-based actions in the world as there are Mauser-based. I mean, even the R700, Mauser action, right? And it's a phenomenal rifle, but it is not designed for a novice at all. So I bought this rifle back in around 2004, I think, from a small sporting goods shop in Plymouth, Massachusetts called M&M Sports. And this was $199. There was a Mauser Nagant full-size next to it. It was only 79 bucks, but I'd always heard that the action of a Mauser was so much smoother than the Mosin that I was way better off getting this. Well, that is absolutely true. These guns are actually more precise in general as well. It's a very nicely made rifle, but it is, like I said before, totally unfriendly to novice shooters. So there's a couple of reasons why. Now, it is empty, but take a look at this buttstock. Does this look like it's rubber or even texturized? No, this is steel. It's steel to prevent the buttstock from splitting, and it's steel so when you bludgeon someone with it, you can kill them with it without destroying the rifle. Unfortunately, when you pull the trigger on this gun and fire, this is meeting your shoulder with 8mm Mauser amounts of energy. It's brutal. I used to shoot this gun maybe 200 times at a time, and I would be like black and blue afterwards. Not necessarily because it's beating me up that much, but because it's such a hard surface, it would cause you to flinch, cause you to kind of pull off of it, you know, learning to shoot. There's another good reason why you should not have a Mauser as your first gun. That incredible recoil on this kind of gun is not going to teach you good habits. It's going to teach you to flinch, and it's going to make you flinch on future rifles, even if they don't have nearly as much recoil. Another reason, it's a relatively short sight radius. Plus, in my opinion, post and notch sights are not conducive to learning good marksmanship. They're difficult for people to get used to, and while this thing is adjustable out to, I believe, 2,000 meters or 2 kilometers, it goes all the way from a 1 point blank setting all the way to 20, which, as you can see, raises the rear sight substantially. So to line those sights up, you have this kind of angle. So clearly, it's more like volley fire as opposed to direct fire. Another reason it's not a great rifle is, at least with the Mauser Nagant, which has a substantial recoil, no doubt, at least with the Mauser Nagant, the cost of ammunition wasn't astronomical. You could get it back in the day for very, very little money, like $50 for a crate of 440 rounds. 8mm Mauser, even when I got into shooting, if I bought it like at retail, which unfortunately for you folks in Massachusetts is kind of your only option a lot of times, but if you bought it at retail, it was around $1 to $2 a bullet. And I was in college when I first got into shooting, and I did not have that kind of money. So every outing I went to, and it was corrosive ammo too, mind you, cost me about $300, which is a lot of money. Way more than I paid for the rifle. Is it a well-built gun? Sure. I think if you get one of the ones that is compatible with the Z-Rack or Yugoslavian style, almost like an SKS scope, it'd be even better, just because you can learn that accuracy, and you can at least stretch the legs of the rifle. I mean, right now with the iron sights, it's really tough for the average shooter to really stretch that effective range to where it can really be. Overall, not a bad gun, but I think you could do pretty much better with anything other than like a breech-loading 10 gauge. I think a better first rifle, I know people like to say, get a 10-22, and I agree, it's a good rifle. I think the best first rifle, AR-15. Right now, no doubt. Ammunition is incredibly cheap. The gun is incredibly precise for the amount of money, and it's very, very inexpensive. Plus, being fully modular means the system can grow with the shooter. So as you become more proficient, you can upgrade triggers, sights, whatever you want to upgrade, and you can transform that gun into anything you can imagine. So leave me a comment down below, guys. I want to know what your first rifle was and what you think was the worst first rifle you ever bought. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more burst reviews.